This is a battle in the Aggony 1v1 tournament. Balor versus someone whose name I can't remember at the moment. We'll have to see on the battle results screen. Charlemagne versus the Lombards. These are the Lombards. Quite different factions. The Lombard having shock cavalry and overall more lightly armored troops. They do have the Gestalt swords, they have a bit of armor, so we have Gestalt swords here, Lombard axes, Gestalt swords, Lombard axes, Gestalt swords, Lombard lancers, archers, and raider cavalry.
The enemy draws near!
For Charlemagne, we have a sturdy main line of swordsmen, armored swordsmen, mounted swordsmen, so a lot of armored swordsmen, with the lighter swordsmen going on the flanks. Then we have archers backing them up. For cavalry, we have a few units of Frankish cavalry, very good cavalry units. And that's it for the Franks. The Franks, much more of a defensive faction than the Lombards. The Lombards do have a nice bit of hill here. They can position themselves on. And of course, everything you do down a hill is more effective than everything you do up a hill. So let's see if there are any avenues of approach for Charlemagne. No, Charlemagne is going to have a hard time taking this hill. Charlemagne is going to be downhill no matter what. But Charlemagne has a massive archer line. We have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 archers. The Lombards do have a few cav units that could be able to pluck off those archers. But they are also very fragile, those cav units of the Lombards. And the archers are actually moving up and starting to fire on the hill here. The spearmen are not in spear wall, so they only have a 40% missile block chance. And here come the Lombard lancers moving up. They could do a lot of damage here. The archers are not firing at the Lombard lancers that much, and the Lombard lancers get a substantial charge while the archers are moving away, so the Lombard lancers are going to get a lot of kills. They do get engaged, they do get hit by flaming shot here, so we'll see them drop very quickly. They are causing mayhem here though, they are causing friendly fire, they're causing the units of Charlemagne to run off the field. But this is all that the Lombard lancers are going to be able to accomplish here. So killing an archer unit, slightly more than an archer unit, causing a few friendly fire casualties, arguable whether that sacrifice was worth it. Here we have the spearmen moving up, about to get charged in the rear by the swordsmen. The swordsmen do connect with some men, but if the swordsmen keep moving up here, they will take fire. And having flaming shot still on, quite a few players do this, forget to turn flaming shot off. And the Lombards have such a nice position on the hill, in the forest. No reason for the Lombards to move out of that position, really. And these levy archers are taking a beating. Flaming shot into the Lombard lancers. The Lombard lancers need to be super careful here. They are taking a lot of fire. The swordsmen are losing decisively, and they really should turn around and charge to get the bonus and to try to stop these Lombard lancers, but it's a bit too late. The Lombard lancers are not defeated. The Frankish cavalry have taken damage here from the Knight Raiders. And if they try to chase them down here, they're going to take massive casualties, because here we have 2 units with javelins. And quite amazingly, these swordsmen are running off the field. The Lombard lancers, this one also getting over 100 kills. And just plowing into unit after unit is the Lombard lancer. Now their kills are increasing really quickly. But they would not do as well if these fights were supported, if the infantry just didn't pull back. Because pulling the infantry back and getting them charged while they're on the move is the worst way to deal with a cav assault in Charlemagne. stopping them, firing with archers, and those Lombard shock cav units would be off the field. So a bit of chaos here in the ranks of Charlemagne. Losing a lot of archer units, doing a bit of damage. Here we have the Frankish cavalry being ridden off the field. But I'm sure the swordsmen are going to be able to deal with the raider cav. That is if the Gestalt swords don't join the fight first. So here come the paladin guards, very strong melee cav. But they need to finish off these raider cav and get the hell out. And so do the swordsmen, because these Gestalt swords, they have a very nice charge bonus for being a sword unit. Exceptionally nice, actually. So the swordsmen are not in shield wall. Even if they were in shield wall, they would take a pounding here.
Men have regrouped.
The armored swords have gotten some kills, but unless you use these units in shield wall, their killing power is very low. And you'll see the Gestalt swords just run through the swordsmen here. Nothing they can do. Lombard Lancer taking care of the swords and continuing into the archers. The archers do not have attack orders on this Lombard Lancer. So once again, both units getting hit in the rear. Basically free kills for the Lombard Lancers. And this, I think, comes down to just micro mistakes. The armored swordsmen are not in shield wall. Now they are. They were about to move in shield wall, so they are getting their bonuses. They did get charged downhill by Lombard axemen though. The archers still alive. There were 7 archer units, so it's going to take some time to deal with that. The Gestalt guards charging through, but they get stuck on this unit here. Or maybe it was this. No, actually a bit on both units. So they might lose a few men trying to pull out here. They get charged by mounted swords. That's mainly going to be a problem once the Gestalt guards try moving out. Flaming arrows here into the paladin guards. Flaming not super effective against paladin guards with good armor, good missile block. But the damage is being done. Only 35 missile damage for these guys. There is an opening now for the Frankish cav to go and deal with them. But I don't know what the Frankish cav is doing. It looks like the micro is just slipping here way too much. Way too much for... yeah, now they're turning, but that has given the archers some very valuable time. Charlemagne is mainly fighting uphill. The Gestalt swords are charging in, and the Gestalt swords are a unit that can charge. However, I would still like to see them in shield wall here. Because that 10 bonus versus infantry is going to give them in effect 10 more damage and 10 more AP versus these units, and that could be very important. Although these units, only one of them are in shield wall. The Gestalt guards doing a bit of damage here in the back. Now they're getting charged by Frankish cav. Frankish cav should have no problems taking out the Gestalt guard. Arrows flying into the blob. And looks like the Lombard general is about to bite the dust here, which is bad news for the Lombards. But the Lombards have a lot of units left. The thing is with the Lombards, aside from their Gestalt units, the average morale is very low. More flaming incoming might break the levy archers. The axemen are breaking through. Very dangerous late game unit.
Our general has died at enemy hands.
And now the general finally died of Charlemagne, of the Lombards. He was just running away before. And the Lombard axemen getting a nice flanking charge here on the Gestalt sword. Their high armor piercing is going to do very well. Flaming shots incoming though, so might break these Lombard units. A lot of units starting to waver now actually. Losing decisively. General recently died. The Gestalt swords come in for another charge. Axemen shatter at 45 men remaining. The Lombards lose another archer unit, very important. They're going to lose their last archer unit here, it seems, from the charge of the Frankish cav, and the Frankish cav has done a lot of killing. So now it comes down to this blob here. If the cavalry can swing around and get a rear charge, and the Franks can get a rear charge here, that would be game winning. The Franks are already ahead now. I think this rear charge is going to seal the deal for the Lombards. So there you have it. Even though the Lombards had the superior commanding position here, things fell apart for the Lombards. Although the Lombards had the terrain advantage, and although the Lombards had some dashing cavalry assaults, the tankiness of the Kingdom of Charlemagne prevailed. Bringing very little cavalry to the Kingdom of Charlemagne and having these expendable archer units meant that Charlemagne could afford to lose these lose these archer units against the cavalry of the Lombards. So overall, the Lombardian units, I think, had they used shield wall to greater effect, being uphill and having a shield wall is just, I mean, these units could not have touched the Gestalt swords if that was the case. So it wouldn't be that difficult to deal with the cavalry, harass them a bit with the Knight Raiders, perhaps hold the center with these Gestalts, and support any fights you need to win quickly with the Lombard axis. But good game. Good game. We'll see what happens in game number 2. So the opponent, by the way, was R Dark Globe. Strength and honor.